It's Brice and Win with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Win with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Win with the challenge breakdown.
Welcome to another episode of the Challenge Breakdown. Breakdown. I am your boy, Wendell Holland. Some of you might know me from Survivor, and I am joined by don't make Brice.
Sorry, I just had the GOAT flashbacks. My bad. Sorry. Whew.
Well, yes, some of you might know me from Survivor. I was also on a show called The GOAT. You can find me competing against a lot of people from all the shows on Amazon Prime on The GOAT. That was a fun show.
Where will people know you in January?
Oh, even better. In January, people will know me as one of 4 hosts of Extreme Makeover Home Edition on ABC, baby. I'm very excited. That premieres on January 2nd.
Set your DVRs now.
Yes, and it'll also be on Hulu. I need y'all to watch because first, it's a new iteration of Extreme Makeover, and I think it is a really, really good show. We touch these families. We really help them and set them up for long-term success. And if you guys watch, we might get a second season. So I need y'all to watch. Anyway, this ain't about me. This is about my right-hand man, the one and only Mr. Brice Izyah, the host of Purple Pants Podcast from Survivor 28. Cagayan is in the building. How we doing, sir?
Wendeezy. This episode, I have so much to say. I'm a little pissed. I'm excited. And I'm also like, am I blind? I feel like I'm blind. I think you might need to call me Stevie Wonder this episode because I'm confused.
Okay, Stevie Wonder. How about I just saw a post on Instagram saying that Stevie Wonder, I know you know Mello.
I saw that on the barbershop.
The original Mello, though. The original Mello, Carmelo Anthony, Stevie Wonder told him that he loves watching him play basketball. What?
Oh, I am dead. And Stevie Wonder might love watching the challenge, but also shout out to Carmelo Anthony's son, Cayenne Anthony. He just committed to Syracuse, following in his father's footsteps. It's crazy because it's like, this ain't about the challenge, but I remember when Lala was pregnant. I remember watching Cayenne on FaceTime at the games when Lala would be holding up her phone. So it's just so crazy seeing these kids grow up. I'm just trying to figure out how they are growing up, and I'm staying the same age. But listen, call me Mr. Button, not Joe.
Okay, Benjamin Button. Other than that, we just want to mention that we are on tour. Our next stop is in Chi-Town. We are going to Chicago on November 20th. That is on Wednesday. We're going to be at Bar Casino West Town. You can get tickets at the link in the bio on the Brice and Wen Present Instagram account, or in Brice's bio or my bio, or I'd be remiss if I didn't say we're missing Hatchie today. He's a little busy. You can find it on the link in Hatchie's bio. Then we have Philadelphia. The night before Thanksgiving, we are in the city of brotherly love at Fringe Bar. We're back at Fringe Bar. There's a huge movie theater on one side. There's a bar on the other side. We got surprise guests. We got DJ Caution in the building. He's traveling with us everywhere from here on out. Our boy is back.
Yes.
Then we have Boston on December 4th at Game On Fenway. That is this new venue we've been exploring. It's dope. We went there last season. It was packed out. So we decided we're going to take the party downstairs, which is even bigger. And that's going to be live. Then on December 11th, Washington, D.C., Duke's Grocery in the Navy Yard. That's another venue we love. That's going to be another vibes. We got a lot of great people coming. And then finally, all roads lead to the finale in Brooklyn, New York City at Berry Park. We're coming back to Berry Park, and that is going to be incredible. That's the Survivor finale. We have guests upon guests lining up, and I can't wait to see what happens in Survivor. But today we're here to talk about the challenge.
And that we are. And it was A1 great episode. So much going on. First, we got to start. Johnny Bananas won the challenge, and he had set the targets as Olivia, Michelle, and Cara Marie, which set waves in the house and this ultimate battle with Johnny and Michelle going after each other, or Johnny obliterating Michelle. Now, at this point, I'm empathizing with Michelle. I'm like, dang, like Johnny is not letting up. He's going in on her. It's crazy. Johnny is giving his reasons as to why he put Cara Marie up. You know, he says she's playing the oblivious game. Like, I don't know what alliances are happening. Where am I at? And it does seem like after Paulie left, Cara Marie has kind of been really like in purgatory, right? Like, you know, we see her arguing with Coral. We kind of like see her at the bottom of the dailies, but she's just not been present like the Cara Marie that we know.
Maria.
Oh, is Maria?
Yes.
I thought when I said Cara Maria, y'all said it was wrong.
No, but you said Cara Marie 72 times, and you said Coral, who is actually Laurel, but that's fine. Nonetheless, yeah, Cara Maria has been in this without Paulie, and granted, if she started the game without Paulie, I think she would be more solid and have her footing. But I'm not mad at a Cara Maria that kind of takes a step back and is kind of like, you know, lurking a little more, kind of like how Jordan's been doing all season.
See, there's a difference. Jordan just has not been in front of the camera, but it's very evident Jordan has been playing behind the cameras. We know that Jordan has situations set up for him. We just don't know that they exist, but Jordan knows, Johnny Bananas knows, and the people that he is with, they know. And it hasn't been exposed yet, which makes Jordan such this really good ninja-like player. I don't really see Cara making these inroads with other people. And I don't think that Cara really has a plan like Jordan has a plan.
That's fine. Cara is still in the building. Cara just won the challenge, and Cara, her arch nemesis, Laurel, is out the game. So Cara's all right.
Do you have a kitchen in your home?
Yes, I have a kitchen upstairs and a kitchenette downstairs.
And do you have a stove in your home?
Yes, I have a stove upstairs.
When you are cooking in your stove, on your stove, do you have to crouch down or bend over?
One, you're a freak ball. Two, I don't cook on my stove.
Well, that's another story for another day, but we can get it real quick. Wendell just redid his kitchen like 4 years ago. He bought this expensive behind stove and don't use it.
Relax yourself.
Anyway, we get into this interesting conversation where Michelle is in the kitchen.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm wondering why you're bringing it
I'm bringing it home.
Man,
crouch down.
Izyah.
And this isn't the first time we've seen this kitchen. This kitchen seems like it's in the attic. You ever seen the attics that have like a point that like the sides of the wall are kind of closer to the ground? Like, first of all, how is that safe for anybody to cook that close to the kitchen? So mind you, Michelle looked like she's making a burger. Jordan is trying to teach her how to make a burger. Michelle, why do you need somebody to... Who?
Derek was teaching her.
Yeah, who did I say?
Jordan.
Oh,
get him out your head, Brice. You freak ball.
I can teach Jordan how to make a burger. But Michelle is cooking this burger. Jordan trying to teach her. Then Josh enters the chat. And Josh has this unfinished business with Michelle. We know at the last elimination, Josh was rooting for Theo and Johnny, and Michelle said, "Get that ish away from me. It's either Theo or nobody." And Josh was like, "I'm so tired of this. I'm over you. Like, I don't need this." And they're going back and forth. And then Johnny Banana says, I think it's time I enter the chat. Now, Johnny just gets in it and just is adding more injury to insult, kind of instigating the fire. And yeah, it's really interesting because we know Michelle and Josh have been close allies, but now it seems like, I don't really know, are they allies? And it's like Michelle is telling Josh, like, you said you did not want to fight with us, but you're making me want to fight with you. And so what you want to do? Because if this ain't what you want, then back up off me, Josh.
Yeah, what I will say, Brice, and I've been critical of Josh this season, but I'm liking this version of Josh. It's like I think he's picking and choosing his bat. I was a fan of Josh early, and then I stopped being a fan, and now I'm liking this version of Josh, where it's like, look, I'm gonna pick and choose my battles, and sometimes I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm not gonna get into these big TV moment fights, but like sometimes I gotta keep it funky with you. Now, granted, if someone's calling him out for playing both sides and cheering for both people, like I mean, yeah, that's kind of strange as you're cheering for both people. But like, I think there's a point when he can like go at like have the conversation with somebody.
I agree. Now, what was interesting was when I think it was Kylan that said this, and when Kylan said it, it made me think of Joey immediately. Kylan's was like, I understand. First of all, Kylan was on Josh's side in this fight between Josh and Michelle, but Kylan said that Josh needs to understand the differences between friends in and out of the game and allies. Like, you're going to have to protect your allies more than a friendship. Would you agree, Joey, that that kind of summarizes where Josh is right now?
1000%. He always like muddies the line between like friend and ally, and Kylan hit the nail on the head when he said it, because that's why people are they're always mad at Josh. They're like, nobody's you can be friends with everybody, but like at some point you have to choose which side you're going to be on. So yeah, he's got to make a decision.
I was having this conversation with Wendell this week, Joey, that like the difference, in my opinion, of Big Brother and Survivor, and we can even throw Amazing Race in there, as opposed to the challenge, is that the challenge, more than likely, you're going to play again and again and again and again and again. And a lot of their relationships are based upon the time that they spend in the house. And so it's like, it does create this complicated situation where it's like, okay, we're friends, i.e., I'm friends with people from my season. More than likely, we'll probably never play again, and our friendship can just be organic and a friendship. However, on the challenge, it's like you become friends with people, then you go play a game with these people, and then ish gets complicated. So there is a world where like, if I call somebody my friend, you my friend, like I'm riding for you. There is a world where I can see where Josh's dilemma is, like navigating this friend versus an ally, because it's like, well, we friends because we met here and we're here, but then it's levels to it. So like, who's really, and I likes to know the level of where I'm at in my friendship. So what tier level are we on? And so that just kind of furthermore creates this ugh. And I also feel like other people do it, but nobody gets it as hard as Josh.
Yeah, I think Josh, first of all, I think it's almost like Josh is easy to pick on in the house. Like he's a sensitive person, and it's not as easy to pick on a Bananas or a Jordan or whoever, name them. Like some people, like you don't want to like pick on these people, but in Josh's case, sometimes it happens. And but again, he might be he has a very social game. And I compared his game to Michelle's game like seasons ago. And actually that's what he got mad at me about. But like he's a social player. Yeah, that's what he got mad at me about. He's a social player. Michelle is a very social player. Like not only is she great at challenges, we've seen she's great at eliminations. Her social game is A1. Josh's whole thing was this relationships game. And then you take these friendships, you nurture them outside the game. You come into the game friends with everybody. But now it's like, look, on a basketball court, Hatch, when we get there, when there are 10 people there, we go in there as friends, we pick our teams, and now we're on teams. Now we're talking trash. We're trying to we're trying to get buckets. We're trying to beat this other team.
There's times where me and you hated each other on the court.
Yeah, and I bust that ass. Anyway.
Well, why are you excluding me?
Wow. Brice.
When you get in a game, sometimes you got to choose up, and that's when Josh's lines, it's like he waits and waits and waits and waits. And now you're at a point where it's really like, all right, all your friends, but you got to choose a side. So yeah, he gets the brunt of a lot of the, all right, he's playing the middle or he's got too many friends. You can be friends with everyone, but you got to play the game at some point. And this is the game he chose to play. He chose to play the game where it's like, look, I'm friends with everyone. And of course, I'm going to have to make a decision at one point. He chose to go with Bananas. He
And
chose men.
is Josh still in the game?
He's still in the game.
Okay, all right, okay. I ain't mad. Listen, keep playing the game. Now, real quick, before we get into the daily this week, I wanna take some time because I'm about to be critical of somebody that I love,
Corey,
and it's a little difficult for me. So if y'all could just breathe with me.
hit him.
It's a little hard for me to say this, and I'm gonna just try to get
Corey
myself
Ward,
together.
unfollow Brice Izyah right now.
But I love my man. I do. Lord knows I do. I love him real hard, real bad.
Get him.
However, I will say that this episode, Corey was snuggling up to Michelle real good. Like Corey was like, "Hey,
I called it brown nosing.
okay." Corey got up and said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go downstairs and make some oatmeal. You eat oatmeal? Oh, okay. I'll bring you up a bowl." Okay, Corey. Michelle was in the bathroom. Corey was like, "You need some toilet paper? I saw some toilet paper down the hall. You need this? Hey, Michelle, you cut your hair? It looked real dead. Like it was like."
Been in the house for 3
Corey,
minutes. Cut your hair.
You got your nails done?
you smell good. You put deodorant on today. Like now here's the thing. And I thought of Joey. I was like, Joey has been critical of Corey. I'm not mad at what he's doing. Clearly, Destiny's Child, the writing is on the wall. However, I wouldn't have been mad if we seen a little bit more of this in Corey episode 5, 6, and 7. Just because it's like he's like, we cool. We good. And Michelle's like, yeah. However, we know that Michelle will have a decision if she potentially wins. We can get there, but I'm just saying, like, Corey understood what was happening and he started to lay it on real early. It kind of reminded me of after his first season of Teen Mom and when he met me and when he was texting me every day, like, "What's up? Good morning. Hey, when your birthday? What's your favorite color?" Like, I was just like, now, wait a minute. Are you love bombing me? And so it just felt very like convenient.
Brice, it was convenient. Oh, I will tell you this. I like to see the Corey social game. And I think that's an evolution of Corey's game because Corey, like, he came into this one like, I'm riding with Nehemiah. He got like two, like, bro, open up the Josh and Michelle challenge manual. Like, start working these relationships. Now, granted, it was a little late, but better late than never. If you're down to the top, what is it? 8 people, whatever. All right. We all see a path to the end. Try to make some inroads somewhere. Granted, yes, he should have been harnessing relationships all season and before the season. But hey, Brice, your man found himself towards the end. And why not? Why not? All right, I'm gonna try to start popping up on Michelle everywhere in the house, slipping these little, yeah, why not try it?
I think I'm on the other side of you on that. Like, I don't want to see a social game. You came in this way, whatever way, just like, I'm going to do it my way. Finish the game that way. Don't start 3/4 of the way through the season. Like, now everybody sees what you're trying to do.
Okay.
But so I agree with you. Like, I would have, like, here's the thing though, right? I also think that Corey is one of my players, like a Fessy, that like has never won a challenge. I want him to win the challenge. I also think that he's like, okay, I've gotten this far on my own muscle, on my back, on my big juicy calves, on my curly hair. Like, he's gotten that. He's gotten it. He's gotten this far. I think also he is realizing, like, hey, I think it's perfect timing, right? He sees the dysfunction in the house. He sees a lot of things going on. He's like, hey, let me gravitate to these people. I also think that he's realized, yeah, Nehemiah was your dog, but the way this game works, men can only save women. Women can only save men. So how about we get a woman, even though we don't really need them, Corey, because what we got is special, and that's fine.
You got to figure the strategy out earlier.
Yes. Right. But I also think that he kind of figured, like, I ain't really in the drama. I'm here for my kids, my lady, and Brice. Let me sit back. And so now I feel like he realizes he's in the thick of it and he needs some allies. But I just need for him to just be a little more sly with it. And also, don't put one egg in one basket. Move it, shake it up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Don't put all your eggs
Every
on talk to everyone. But nah, by no means, Joseph Hatcher, should you say, oh, I came in it like this, oh, I finished. No, it is actually stupid if you have a plan and you go in and you understand the game is a different game and social relationships should benefit you and you don't try to pivot your game. It makes sense to, with new information or when there's a new game starting, which is essentially a race to the finish line, and you understand that relationships do matter, it would be foolish for you to just say, oh, no, I said, no, change your strategy, win it for your family. You ain't never won it before, so go ahead and try something different.
You got to go about it differently. He's being really obvious, like Brice said, oh, you got some toilet paper? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's being
Joey.
On
but first of all, Joey, I don't know who he's raising his voice at, okay? Because somebody came in like that on Winners at War and went out like that on Winners at War. So don't let him take his PTSD out on you. Lower your tone when you're talking to Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you, Brice. I received that.
Right, because he getting real. Oh, yeah, you the one that went up to Jeremy and was like, hey, Jeremy, I've been waiting to play with you. And then what happened?
Got him out of there.
Okay. Okay.
Got him
So
right
chill.
Hey, Brice, how did you do on Kaga?
Listen, that's not what we hear now.
How many
Okay.
tribal councils did you go to?
Dot.
I've been to more tribal councils than you've been days on the island.
Listen, I've been to one more tribal councils than Joey's been. So listen, okay, I still gotta up
I've been there.
somebody.
I've been there.
Oh man.
So we got Terrence Jenkins this week. I don't know if I'm feeling this shirt, but my man loves collars and he loves to let a button out. And this week the gel product was in, and we love a little TJ.
You think he's ever going to change up the hairdo a little bit, like just give it a different wave or something, or a little curl or something? Or
he has a couple of times. Okay. He also gives it a little hat sometimes, but you know, TJ, Terrence Jenkins, Tyrone Jones, we love them.
It's like one. Sometimes you put the product in.
We're not going to talk about that because
have you ever seen him where he take the hat off?
We can't do that to him right now.
First of all, I was at the Eagles game 2 nights ago with Cliff, and they said you need to stand up and remove your hat for the national anthem.
Never take that joint off. I
wasn't prepared, but I just said, all right.
You took your hat off?
Bro, I took my hat off. It looked like I still had a hat on, bro. My stuff was so jacked up. But also, just last week, I went on the Heavy Crown Network with Derek and Tiffany. And
she cooked you bad.
I was cooked. I was ambushed. I was smoked. Tiffany took the whole hour of us potting to just make fun of my beautiful, luscious, luxurious, moisturized.
And you try to swing it to Derek, but you know that brother's bald, so you can't even.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, Tiffany, she decided to let me have it, and she has beautiful hair, and so do I. But yeah, so anyway, the hair subject is a touchy matter, but let's get into this challenge.
The 40-yard dash. This one is a good one. Another endurance puzzle-esque theme, would you say? How would you describe it, Joey?
There was a lot of components to this, so I like challenges like this when there's a lot of components. You had to run through these numbers, pick up how many pieces you have to pick up at a time. Was it one at a time? And if you look closely on the zero side, you can see it's narrow at some point. So at some point, you can't really run like this. You've seen some people running through with their arms up, and it's just different factors, different strategies. It was nice to see how this one was planned out.
They were losing their shoes in the mud. If you two were running this 40-yard dash and your sneaker got sucked up into the mud, would you continue to run, or would you take time to put your shoe on?
I think you got to keep running. I think you got to, because they said Aviv at some point was just, no shoes, just running through the whole joint. I think you can't try to find it because then it's in mud. So like, what are you just stopping? Like,
Rachel and Olivia feel like they cracked the code to this challenge and they ran it together. And Rachel felt like, why isn't anyone else doing this together? I would love to know your two thoughts on the benefits of running it together or running it by yourself. I definitely think that they were smart in running it together because no matter what keeps you accountable, let's go. Like, it can be smart, but I also don't really see any disadvantages to running it by yourself. And in my opinion, if anything, I feel like Olivia benefited from Rachel. Rachel didn't really benefit from Olivia. Love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I didn't see the benefit of running it with somebody else. You have to explain to me like how they did that because I don't really.
They ran with each other, whatever way they
understand it, but, like, what was
somebody with you pushing you and like kind of helping you out a little bit.
I mean, I guess it makes sense from the standpoint. It is a Women's Day, so you kind of you need to try to win to try to figure it out. But if one won, does she not? You're not really putting the other woman in, so I guess it does make sense.
It does help. Like say all three of us get to this one place and me and Joey are working together and one of them you had to crawl under the net. If I'm crawling under the net, I could grab mine and yours, Joey, get us out, and then Wendell still has to go under and get his. So it was smart, but I also just feel like it is an individual game and it worked for them per se. But I didn't necessarily think that it didn't help either way. None of them won. So it's like it wasn't that.
Why is he on the screen?
Because he was doing his thing.
He needs some product in his hair too.
Oh no, his is naturally curly. He don't need no moisturizer. Okay, you just wet it and go. And so very interesting. It was one of those where you had to make a pyramid out of these, I don't know, little, what would you call them? Balls on a string.
I don't know. When Wen was on Survivor and we were trying out different puzzles and stuff, I remember you had this puzzle, and I remember I had to watch you do it to understand what it was because I tried it at first and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. I had various pyramid puzzles, and I definitely had this one. And
you ain't had one where, because one of them had to sit up on the side. You got the block one. This one was a little different.
This one too.
Hence
where
that
you have
V
it
word,
at?
hence that V word I used. Various.
Where is it?
Do you want me to go get it?
You know where it's at right now?
Yes.
It's in the basement.
It's in the gym where I have that big Tupperware box of Survivor puzzles.
I never see this one, but I
worked with go get it and do it in front of you. All right.
You already know how this is done, but listen.
Are you coming over here to see Wendy today?
I am.
Yep.
Are you, Hatch?
Yep.
All right. I'll bring the puzzles out.
Thank you.
And Wendy will bust that ass.
Oh my God. I've worked with multiple balls at times.
Okay.
It can be difficult, but it can be done. And so it was interesting because here's another thing that I thought was interesting this episode, and I think Jordan brought it to light. Shout out to Jordan for winning. Now, I love me some Kylan, but time and time again on this season, people continuously say like, Kylan is the calculator. Kylan is the puzzle man. Like, I hate when they give people these names because it's like, not to say that Kylan isn't great, but multiple times this season, we've seen him not get the math right. He was struggling at this puzzle. Like, I just think that they see Kylan as this big, beautiful, strong, Black man who is good at stuff. And so they just be like, oh, he's great at everything. But Jordan said, not so fast.
Wendell was Wendell on this season. Just good at everything. So let's try to give him out.
Nah, that wasn't the Wendell effect on my season. I was good at everything, but that wasn't the Wendell effect on my season. They couldn't they couldn't touch me because I was so protected. That's all that was.
Thank you, Dom.
We would love to get you out, but you're too protected. Thank you, Laurel.
Thank you, Laurel.
Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Angela.
Okay.
Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, Kellen. Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah.
Thank you, Cara, Clutch, Marie, comes in first place.
What's her name?
Cara Clutch Maria.
Okay.
Hatch. The first 5 minutes, he was calling her Cara Marie, and I let it go, and then I had to call him out.
I thought when I said, I think it's the Aviva. I add the to Aviv, so I thought anyway.
Yeah.
Cara wins, and unfortunately, Michelle comes in last place with Cara being a target. Cara Marie is exempt, and now that means Cara is exempt. I can't give her a nickname.
You said Cara Marie.
She is a target. She's exempt, and so that means Olivia will now have to go against Michelle because Michelle is in last place, which is really sucks. But
because Olivia came in second place,
right? But skip all of that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. The bus ride back. All episode they've been talking about this feet work. Okay, they've been do little feet. Now, baby, Joey,
would you cut their toenails, Brice, and put them in your mouth?
I mean, I would taste it. Yeah.
See?
You ain't never clip your toenail and use it as floss.
I told you. It's like when I was 7, bro. Like, come on, man.
I didn't even do it back then, you freak balls.
So listen, earlier in the episode, before you got on, Joey, I said I'm Stevie Wonder this episode because baby, Michelle was pissed.
Stevie can
and I did. And we see Aviva and Johnny. We don't just see their feet touch. Aviva and Johnny Bananas.
Who?
We don't just see their feet touch. We see a little bong bong, back away, bong bong, back away, butter, up, down. The camera catches it in 4K. Michelle is sitting on the back of the bus pissed, and she's like, you know what? Giant want to play these games. Let me play this game. Can I join in?
So, all right, to that point, if you know somebody's got a situation and what you could say could potentially ruin it, and you're bringing it to life, would you still continue to do it, whether you like this person or not?
She caught a stray. Here's my thing. If you got a situation, don't be foot and toeing like that. Like that's your fault. The camera was already getting it. The camera saw it. The camera had it in 4K. For me, what was the more obvious sign was the way Johnny blew up. When Johnny was like,
go ahead.
Because I'm just saying the way Johnny blew up was like, what, our foot just touched. I can't believe you do this. Then, if that wasn't enough, then the next scene of them in the pool with Rachel, Johnny, and Aviv, and they're all trying to make this narrative like, yeah, that is real crazy. Y'all foot just touched. I can't believe, like, I understand what y'all doing it, but in my opinion, y'all are making it worse.
Oh,
I don't think if they're at any point, if Michelle didn't do this on the bus, when's the last time they showed a bus scene after a daily? You know what I'm saying? Like if she didn't make this much of a big deal about this, they probably would have never showed it. So I don't know. I have my thoughts about it. I don't think that I would blow somebody's spot up on national TV with it, but hey, to each his own.
So Johnny saying to Michelle, Devins isn't really protecting you. He's only using you. That's not blowing up somebody's spot. Johnny saying to Naya, like, I'm just saying, I get what y'all saying.
Not in that manner.
I get what y'all saying. No. I get what y'all saying. But for me, it's like, don't act, Michelle, like y'all are acting like my frustration is, I understand what y'all saying. Don't blow nobody's situation up. I get it. However, it's different if y'all upstairs, like
it's like
y'all on the bus doing it.
Okay. Let me give you some inside tea.
Yeah.
I was watching I watched the pods. I was listening to Johnny's pod. I was listening to the Official Challenge pod. And I think Olivia was on both of them. And first of all, this group has a foot thing. They be massaging each other's feet. Aviv has plantar fasciitis, etc. And this is just something that this group does, okay? We'll start there. Secondly, this clip on the bus, in one of the pods, either Olivia or someone said that them touching their feet like that clip actually happened after Michelle said something about them just touching their feet. Okay. So that was played a little out of order. And lastly, I'll say this. I love Michelle to death. That is a good friend of mine. I texted her after this challenge and I was like, yo, you're a beast. Keep going. But Aviv is a married woman with children. This is the second time she's played this game in 20 years. Okay. She's not out there. The three of us know she's not out there trying to do nothing. So I don't think it was in good taste for Michelle to insinuate that on that bus. Like, everyone in that house knows that Aviv ain't out there trying to do nothing. And even Michelle. So like even later in the episode, we saw Michelle even acknowledge like, yo, like, yeah, I was just trying to.
Because she was made to.
She wasn't made to do nothing. Like, yo.
I'm sure Michelle felt bad about it. However, she called what she saw, period.
No.
And yeah, it might have been in bad taste, but she was mad. Reality TV can only use what you give them. And that's all I'm saying. But listen, hey, like I said, if this is the story that y'all giving, I'm Stevie Wonder. Go ahead.
The story is this. If everyone in that house knows that they're not doing nothing, and if Michelle knows it, then it's like, come on, man, that's a little foul.
That's why he called it, like, you know, I was proud of her for like going up to her afterwards and like
she made up. And that is like, that is a real woman to be like, you know what, that was a little foul. Hey, Aviv, my fault. Like,
or if you know that the situation could look crazy and you're not trying to like whatever, you're gonna like approach it like that. And like I for me, I saw what I saw. I've lived on this earth, and like I'm not saying that they doing anything. All I'm saying is like it was inappropriate.
Right.
Period.
The other thing is this: when you're inappropriate, when you're at the bottom and you just lost, and now it's like insult to injury. You have to go in against your friend, like your
best friend.
Against your best friend in the house. Your back is truly against the wall. And it's like, you know what? Sometimes you got nothing to lose. And yeah, you might say something that's a little out of character. So I do understand that. But also like it takes a big woman to say, you know what? Hey, yo, that was foul. My bad. Let's keep it moving. So I respect her for that. And that's what it is. But again, I think that was a little out of bounds.
I don't like it. I didn't like it. However, I understand where Michelle was, and we saw what we saw. And here's the thing: we're going to Chicago next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's touch each other's toes on a plane.
No. I was going to say something real crazy, bro. We are on a family network.
Why can't we touch each other's toes on a plane?
Let's see. Let's see what happened last time I tried to touch you with my feet on a plane.
Oh, whoa.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, when we're all together today, we're going to take our toes out. Let's do that.
We're not taking our toes out, Brice.
This aircraft has 2 forward doors, one on each side for window exit over the wing. 2 doors.
You didn't like that.
One on each side, and 2 doors in the back, one on each side.
Your sneakers are on.
Right.
Yeah, well, I was still trying to put my feet on him, and he wasn't appreciating that.
You ain't have your toes out.
I take my toes. No, no.
Okay, and in the same conversation, talked about my man earlier. My man decides to level up, and my man is like, you know what? Hey, Cara Maria, is your hair red? You know what? I like that color red on you. That
I'm gonna wear this orange hat and we can look good together.
Where you get that tattoo from?
Hey, you know I got tattoos, Cara. Like, look at that. Hey, you date Paulie? My best friend in high school was named Paulie. Okay, Corey is Corey in this episode, and Corey is like, hey, wait a minute. Cara Maria can win a daily. Hey, what's up with you? Cara Maria, like, listen, I ain't got nobody. What's up? Let me be your number one. Corey's like, well,
Michelle's my number one right now.
Michelle's my number one, but you my number 2. However, this is what I liked about Cara Maria, because she saw that and was like, well, she has a potential to put you up if she wins. How about this? If she puts you up, I get nominated or moved up to 1, and Michelle can go wherever she go. And Corey's like, all right, deal.
No, okay. The deal was if Michelle doesn't, if Michelle chooses
Doesn't
me,
nominate him,
yeah,
and
if
she'll
she
stay number
nominates
one.
me, yeah, then and you're my number one. It was a stipulation. So
All
Cara was like, cool, I got nothing to lose.
Right. And then we see just Michelle having this hard time to navigate who she would nominate. I also felt like I didn't like this about the editing, getting so much into who Michelle would have to nominate if she won. I felt like it was on the back end of editing a little foreshadowing because we didn't
I
really
literally have that written down here. I'm like, why did they foreshadow this so much? Like she was
right.
and I appreciate what's her name? What's the girl's name?
Olivia.
No. She's Jersey girl. She lives in Jersey, now lives in Florida with them. Huh?
Tori.
She was like, Michelle, like, I see what you're doing, but let's take things one step at a time. You have to win to even be able to do that. So, like,
Right.
focus on this thing right now. So, yeah, I literally wrote down the foreshadowing note that you were just talking about.
Right. It's crazy. And, Michelle is contemplating Josh because she's not really banging with him. And she is saying that because Jordan is safe, Jordan can't get a vote. And it's between Derek and Corey. And although, Corey's like, I've been working with you. Michelle's like, well, Derek has been my number one this whole time. And, even Johnny Banana calls out Derek like, no one's really talking about this, but like you're playing a master class of managing these friendships. However, I love the gays and I'm not going to say nothing negative about the gays, but I also feel like Jordan has been in, and mind you, first of all, I'm rooting for the gays to win. Outside of Corey, I want the gays to win, and then Kylan. So I'm rooting for Derek, but Derek is in a very interesting position because he's not getting nominated, because nobody's on his radar. He then doesn't have to reveal his cards, which makes him even more insulated. So I don't necessarily think that it's a master class of navigating. I think I would call it a master class of navigating if he went into the elimination more than once and had to make decisions and still was being protected. That's my only thought.
You were saying Jordan is too. I don't think Jordan is. People are scared to go into an elimination with Jordan, and rightfully so, because he's such a beast at everything.
Well, that's a master class at being scary. And it worked out for Jordan this week because it was Olivia and Michelle. Jordan didn't have to like pick anybody but I'm like, well, what would it matter? Like, you pick Michelle. Like, we're at a pivotal point in this game.
Yeah.
We get to the elimination stranded.
This was cool. I think this was a very cool challenge.
I was a little nervous. So they are like the little DNA strands that are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Then you have to put these wrongs or prongs into their placeholders. Each of them are different sizes. You can only bring 2 at a time. You have to create this ladder all the way up, climb up all the way to the top, release these puzzle pieces, and put together a crossword puzzle. At the same time, you are tethered to something. So it's extremely hard for you to kind of go left or right. When this challenge started, I instantly had flashbacks of last week's episode with Naya. I was like, Michelle, what the hell are you doing? Also, real quick, because bitch, the way MFers was switching up. So earlier in the episode, we see Josh being like, I ain't banging with Michelle. If you want to go against me, you want to go against me. Listen, if I got to get nominated, I'm getting nominated. Fast forward to Michelle in the challenge. Josh was like, let's go, Shelly. Let's go.
Let's go, me.
Let's go, Mish. Let's go. Like, Josh wanted Michelle to hear him cheering. And again, I'm not even mad at that because, hey, listen, we might have had our ish, but let her hear me cheering. Maybe that can soften her heart up a little bit, and maybe she won't nominate me. Mind you, I'm not mad at that. I would have done the same thing.
So that's where I'm like, in what world does Corey think that Michelle would ever listen to what he had to say? Because even though her and Josh had a tiff, that's still my dog at the end of the day. So I'm still going to look out for him more than I would look out for you.
I mean, she nominated both.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? If there was a world where she didn't have to choose Josh, I'm pretty sure she could have gotten away with it.
She would have chose Josh over Corey if they only had 2 nominated. If they only had to pick 2, it would have been Bananas and Josh.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I was nervous for Michelle. I got flashbacks of last week with Naya, when Naya was like trying to do all of the puzzles. I'm like, Michelle, I'm like, what Josh call her?
Mish.
Mish, what is you doing? What are you doing?
He got some
Because
nicknames.
Olivia it was weird because it seemed like Olivia was so much ahead that all of a sudden Michelle was at the top with her. But I would have struggled like Michelle on the way down. I would have been hitting the stuff and knocking the poles out. But
Olivia's strategy, she said it on one of the pods, was essentially that, like, she'll grab the poles, and if it don't fit, she'll climb up the sides and get them in where they do fit.
That's
Whereas,
smart.
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was allowed. I thought you had to get the ones in front of you. Okay, yeah.
No,
If
Survivor will put that stipulation. You got to go in order.
Right.
You know, just like, yo, if they don't say that you can't, you just do it until somebody tells you that it's not allowed.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to my girl Shell, because Olivia got a little stuck at the word puzzle. Michelle came through. Jordan was cracking me up. Joey, the way I thought of you when Jordan was like, when you see somebody standing there, they put their hip out, they looking at the words, and they mumbling to themselves. I'm about to hear a bell ring. I was like, that's hilarious. And that's what Michelle did. They gonna stop playing with, what's her nickname again? Tree?
Mish.
Mish. They're gonna stop playing with Mish. They're gonna stop playing.
Yeah, she I think they said her record is like 6-3 in eliminations or something, and she's won 3 this season.
They got to do the Corey picture with Michelle holding the 3 heads.
Yeah, somebody needs to make that. Yeah, Michelle she's getting it done this season. I'm very, very proud of her. I'm so proud of her, because like she gets in her head, and if she knows she's going in, sometimes you'll see the tears or someone will need to comfort her. When she gets in that sand, she locks in
the sand. Johnny can criticize her all he wants. Oh, you were protected. Yeah, she's protected for the first 5 episodes. We're on episode 13. She's been standing on business, going in, arguing, fighting. Like, she's been standing on business. And although, I love me some Tori, I want to see Tori win. I love to see Rachel win. I feel like as a viewer, I connect more with the Michelle story. Like, we've seen her struggle. We've seen her, like, I don't know. I'm connected.
Kind of carrying this show right now. Like, as far as like entertainment and like yo, she's doing it.
That's Joey. Wait, what sound did you just make, Joey?
Battling. I'm talking about I said right now. Okay. Battling bananas, getting thrown in numerous times. Michelle's doing it.
It's all about the custom target band that my dog Johnny made, because that's something that I would do. Just like, you're just adding fire to the or gasoline to the fire. You know what I'm saying?
That is something you're trolling behind would do.
Now, as much as I love, what's the nickname?
Mish, dog.
Mish. As much as I love Mish and I'm rooting for her, girl, we got a problem, because my man been showing you nothing but love
for this one day.
Okay, like, why you have to do my man like that, Michelle? Michelle, I might have to see you. Michelle, I'm gonna give you a little ring ding ding this week and say, what's up, sis?
I mean, okay, she could throw Jordan in if she wanted to really stir it up,
but she used the cloth of Olivia's number 1. I'm going to do what Olivia would have wanted to do. And now we have the targets of Johnny, Josh, and Corey. And my hearts of hearts, I really feel like the elimination is going to be Corey. It's either going to be Corey and Johnny or Corey and Josh. And I am praying to my stars that my man can make it out, because I feel like if my man can make it out.
How many hearts do you have?
I have 2.
Okay. Cool.
I have 2 major vowels in my heart. One beats Mello, the other beats Corey, if that's what you're asking for. And if Corey can make it through this week, then baby, $500,000 is ours.
Do they split $500,000, or they're splitting $1 million?
They're splitting $1 million, so $500,000 is his.
Okay.
Interesting. Well,
this is a good episode.
Another really good episode. We're setting up this thing up to be like a good finish, and I'm here for it. It's up in the air. It is up in the air. we got some beasts left in the game, women and men, and it'll be interesting to see who wins this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can win it.
Well, I mean, listen, I would be happy if Corey, Derek, or Kylan win. I would be extremely happy. I would be happy with a Michelle, a Tori, or Rachel.
No,
Aviva?
Michelle, Tori, or Rachel.
I love seeing him process stuff when he's got
All right.
Well,
another great episode of the challenge. They have been coming correct all season. This is a great season. And if you haven't seen us, if we're coming to your city, if you're in Chicago, Philly, DC, Boston, New York City, pull up on us. BWP Tour 47 is on the move, and you can go follow Brice and Wen Present on Instagram. Check the link in the bio for tickets. We will be in a city near you. Thank y'all for watching. This is the challenge. Break down. We out.